Good. Right. So, hello everyone and welcome. I'm so excited to be with you all. It's just after 12 a.m. in the UK. Yay! I know I should be sleeping. Can you see under the eyes? Yeah. But I know in America, you all, it's just hitting nighttime. It's about 7 p.m. where you are, Jason. Is that so?
7 p.m. East
Okay. And
Coast.
it's, yeah, 6 p.m. by you, Larry?
It is 6 p.m. The
Cool.
day is fading fast.
Nice, nice. So I am Nova Simoy Abiona, known as the Relationship Change Catalyst, and I am just looking forward to sharing with these not just entrepreneurs but deep thinkers and guys who I call friends as we explore the topic of happiness and how to get true happiness and fulfillment in your life. So we'll be looking at what is your key to happiness. So I think everybody could see the screen like I can. So Mr. Dynamic is up on top. That's the name that's showing up. So Larry, you want to introduce yourself and just let people know who you are?
Sure, my name is Larry D, but my friends call me Mr. Dynamic. That's because I'm a walking miracle. About 39 years ago, I was run over by an 18-wheel flatbed truck, paralyzed from the waist down, told by the doctors I'd never walk again. 4.5 months later, I took my first steps for the second time in my life. I always say easy, no, impossible, no, hard. Yes, it was hard. But as you can see, I survived that. And for the past 15 years, I've had the pleasure and privilege of working with heart-centered professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners. And I've had the opportunity to share one thing with them, and that is the habits, beliefs, strategies, behaviors, and values necessary to become what I like to refer to as high impact, high performance, and high growth, ambitious people
Yeah.
to march towards the things that you were created to have, do, and be. Very simple.
Fabulous.
And it's a pleasure to be on this call.
Fabulous. Really nice having you. And then we have Mr. Fulfillment himself. So, I mean, you should be running this blog because we're talking about happiness and fulfillment. We're going
Yeah.
through of fulfillment here. Jason, introduce yourself to the people.
Thanks so much, Norva. It's a pleasure to be here. And as you said, Jason John Murillo, your fulfillment mentor, which, by the way, let me see, how does this work here? I can give you mad props. Right? There you go. Give you mad props because Norva and I, we've been working together a little bit.
One more time, we can't hear you clearly.
What's that?
We couldn't hear you clearly, so just repeat what you said one more time. Sorry.
Norva and I working together, she actually helped me coin my own superhero name, the Fulfillment Mentor. Can you hear me okay now? Is there some feedback?
Not anymore, but I could hear, as I said, a little bit. Can you hear him properly, Larry?
Just a little feedback.
Just a little bit?
Okay.
Is it better
I
now?
can hear him well, but it's echoing.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, I loved Larry's intro. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, fulfillment's a big topic. I was born in Bogota, Colombia, South America. I'm hearing myself here. And I was an orphan. And adopted as a Latino. A lot of people think looks a little Asian. Into a Jewish family. And grew up not really knowing what I was. You know, had all kinds of challenges. Suffered as a child, but then again, upbringing as well. And in my way, had sort of an identity crisis. Growing up, didn't feel I could hold on to the same things that other people claim or hold on to identify themselves. And we're all trying to answer who am I? Right? So I've been on this long journey. Former military. I've been married, been divorced, all that stuff. And 3 years ago, I actually lost it all. ended up homeless and everything. It's so cliche today. A lot of people who they're giving a great gift back. Have the story of, I was homeless. And it's like I never expected I'd actually have that. Long. But I lost it all. When you're at rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up. And the way you get there is to go in. You know what I'm saying? I had to go inside.
Yeah.
Really answer that question.
Jason,
The fulfillment of who I really am, as opposed to fulfilling myself through all the things I pursued outside of myself.
Yeah, sorry, Jason, one sec. Somebody said that you're echoing a bit. I'm not sure.
It is echoing.
Why and what happened? Do you want to just refresh again quickly? And come back in and let's see what happened. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it will be clear now. Hello?
I'm back.
Yeah, okay.
How are we sounding?
Well, to me it sounds clear. I'm not sure about Larry. And please let me know, Angela, if you could hear him clearly. That would help a lot. Yeah, sorry.
Can you hear me now?
I could hear you clearly.
Okay, good. So to cut the story short, at this point in my life, I serve and give as much as I can to help high achievers, to help leaders, people who want more. Who might sometimes feel a little satisfied, get unstuck, create a life that they love. And do that in a number of ways, through my brand, Real Master Academy, and working with other experts and we can get more into that. But just happy to be here. Great to meet you, Larry. Norva, you look fantastic.
Thank you. So, yeah, I think you did. You guys are lucky. You've seen me dressed down. Yeah, Matty and everything. Yeah, so I scrubbed up.
We didn't see anything.
I like it. You could come again. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just share a brief bit about myself. Now, I wanted to be a man's gentle lady. Just turning things around and let you guys go first. But as I said, I'm known as the relationship change catalyst because for me, it's all about relationships. And particularly, I like to focus in on the relationships with couples and showing wives how they could enhance the relationship that they have without waiting for their partners to change if they're in a healthy relationship. But if you're in an unhealthy relationship and you're being abused in any way, help you to get out of that relationship so that you too could go forward and live your fulfilled life. So that's what I'm all about. And I know that we are supposed to live happy lives. That's one thing that I know for sure. Nobody has been put on this earth so that they could struggle all through their lives, and some people end up going through life like that, and it's sad, but that's what happens. But before we move forward, I just want to tell people, if you look to the left hand side, you would see Tell a Little Bird, and I would really love it if everybody could just click on that button just to tweet out to people that we're on so that people could know something exciting is going on and come join us. So let me just do mine. Then, yeah. Fabulous. And I want to encourage people, as you all come in, welcome everyone. I want to encourage you all to just ask any questions that is on your heart, and we would open up the other seat so that people could have a chance to come in and ask us questions live, and we'll see how we could offer support to people who may need support or answer burning questions, discuss burning topics around the issue of happiness and fulfillment as we go along. So does that sound cool?
Excellent.
Yes. One more thing to say, there was supposed to be another guest on, Mr. Ryan C. Lowe. Unfortunately, where he is, he doesn't have the internet connection, so he couldn't make it. But you know what? The party will go on, and Ryan looks forward to coming in another time. So we'll make him proud in his absence. Yes. So who wants to start? In fact, I shouldn't even ask who wants to start. Let me start with Mr. Fulfillment himself. What do you think, Jason, is the key to happiness in anybody's life?
Big question.
No pressure.
Big question.
Yes.
I can speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not to beat around it too much, but we try. We've all had this experience of trying to find what we feel is the experience of being happy in buying that car, having that relationship. For me, as an orphan, even having my own kids, and I love my kids to death. I would die for them. But is my happiness in that? You know, and the truth is, I was talking with a friend yesterday. Sometimes we're coming from a place of not being enough. We feel we lack something or we don't have something. And so we're looking to reach outside of us and get something that fills that place. Problem is, outside of us, everything and anything can come and go.
Yeah.
And my friend even quoted the scripture, you know, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. And that can be hard. But the truth is that there is a journey in which the pursuit of happiness is discovering that everything is inside of us and we already have everything for life and godliness, for love and for joy inside of us. And that we're here to seek to become our own fulfillment, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And that we have to fulfill our own purposes to ourselves first before we can give to others, but that there has to be a strength and a stability and a peace that transcends all understanding that is not dependent on conditions and circumstances. People who come and go, jobs who come and go, lives that come and go, pains and pleasures, weather that comes and goes, you know? At the same time, we are in this physical world, we have, you know, but for me, the pursuit of happiness is this idea of fulfillment, is that answering of the big questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And we can talk more about this, and I don't want to go too long or monopolize time, but for me, that's the big one. Is it's this two little questions. Who am I?
I can't hear you anymore. There's a comment to the song. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me now? A little crackling going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's these two questions. I know we know it. I'm sure Larry's got an unbelievable testimony around this. But it's the who am I, and you take out the who am I, and you're always asking the question, am I? Am I this? Am I that? Am I going to do this? There's just always this am I, and we're coming to and declarations around I am. And there's no end to that. The extent to which we discover the I am that we are. I think it's the extent to which we can fulfill everything we think we're looking for, and really find our wholeness, find our joy, and our gift, and our gift that we can give and serve with here. As we know, it's more blessed to give because that continues infinitely. Where when we receive, it ends right there.
Yeah, I like that you. It sounds as though it's summed up in "I am" for all that you said. Because even when we're pursuing, I want to be. Still, I am. I am something now. In 10 years, I am will still be there. 2 weeks ago, I am was there. And so, Mr. Dynamic, Larry, I'll ask you to come in now and say what you see as the key to happiness and fulfillment.
Sure. first of all, I love what Jason had to say about I am. Uh, that's that's powerful stuff. As a matter of fact, I didn't do this, but I did do that.
Sorry,
I love it.
Larry, one sec. Jason, somebody has suggested that you try using headphones to see if it makes a difference. So if you could do that, yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Yeah. Happiness. I think it's a two-part thing as well with me. Fulfillment and happiness are synonymous with each other. But fulfillment and happiness leads to success. So success without success is nothing. So how do you define fulfillment and happiness? So I'll start with happiness. Me, happiness comes from within. It's an inner thing. Most of my life I spent looking and seeking for love, because I think love is a byproduct of happiness, or happiness is a byproduct of love. Probably that's a better way to say that.
Yeah.
So I was looking for love in all the wrong places, and I sought happiness from without, and it was always temporary. It lasted a little while. Now I'm doing the same thing.
Oh,
I'm hearing it.
oh, sorry. And you're wearing headphones, so I'm not sure why.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I hear the echo.
I hope this isn't so painful for the listeners. But anyway, I'm going to
Maybe, yeah.
march forward.
I mean, I can't hear an echo, but I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Didn't hear it earlier, but I am hearing it now.
Yeah.
I'm using Chrome.
Yes, I am using Chrome as well. Yeah.
So true happiness comes from within. If that's true, and you need to seek from within to find the things that you were looking for outside of you. So the key, my key to happiness comes from within. And what do I mean by that? When things in life show up, they always show up in an introduction. That's the now. So if you're not present, and you're not in the now, when you're present, gifts, if you will, they show up because you're either looking forward in the future or you're looking backwards from the past.
I am.
You could possibly miss your opportunity.
Yeah.
So I am and now, or so.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we need to collaborate and do something with that.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
So fulfillment is I think necessary. It's a byproduct of happiness, but it's necessary. Without fulfillment, you'll still be like a hamster, and it just doesn't. It seems like you can't ever get there.
Yeah.
What I'd love to find out, and I'm sure you're going to ask this, is what those on lab are about.
Yeah. I want to open it up to others, but I just wanted to, first of all, agree with the both of you all, because once again, it does come down to I am in the now. And for me, I see one of the keys, if not the biggest key for me to happiness, has always been the willingness to see where I am and to be willing to change, make changes so that the best me shows up all the time. And if we are not, I don't know anybody who at age 14, they were the same person that they were at age 4. Equally, at age 24, you can't be the same person that you were at age 14. You could either be a better person, or let's say you would have shrunk a little because you didn't take the opportunity to learn from the experiences that you've had and to be willing to listen to what others have to say, listen to feedback, and to move forward in your life, which moving forward is always growth. There's nobody who You can't decide you're going to jump in a car, take a journey, and then even though you say you want to go to, I don't know, well, let me talk in American terms. You're going to New York from Florida, and you jump in a car with no map, no idea where you're going. Yeah, you've made a step and you're trying to do something, but you're going aimlessly, and that's why the getting the input from others, making sure you spend time on personal growth and development so that you could make the necessary changes is very important. So for me, that's the key. Yeah. But now I want to open it up to others. You all have heard what our thoughts about fulfillment and our thoughts about happiness. And if there's anyone who is willing to come and jump in the extra seat and just have a brief conversation with us, if you could just indicate or click in, and I'll be happy to open it up for you. While we're waiting on that, Jason, at some point in time, I would really love for you to just explain a brief bit about that diagram that you drew about beneficial and stuff. I just think it's really, really good, and it would serve people well in this capacity of talking about fulfillment and happiness and thinking about what we do every time before we do it. Yeah, sure, so I think that would be good. So
do you hear me
while
okay
I can't
now?
see any takers, you could start. Yeah, I could hear you.
I switched mics so that I might see how this one works.
Okay.
How's that, Larry?
Your vibration is better.
The resonance?
Well, I should say the echo.
The echo. Okay.
Hi, Stephen. Welcome. Yeah.
I wanted to echo very quickly what Larry said.
Mm-hmm.
The scripture that, and I'm not, by the way, not here to preach, impose any particular religious doctrine, but in my life, there was a scripture that really inspired me from the Bible. I believe it's Philippians 3:13 and 14. And to me, it's like my whole thing is based on this. Everything I do. It's just what spoke to me years ago. And Paul said, "Look, there's one thing I do." Now, when the Apostle Paul, who took on the rest of the world, there's just one thing I do. It's probably important. And it's nice when someone says it's one thing instead of 10 things. He says, one thing I do. Forgetting what is behind. Straining toward what is ahead. I press on to take hold of that which God has called me heavenward. In Christ.
Yeah.
So I meditated on that for like 12 years. And it's everything that Larry said.
Yeah.
Forgetting what is behind, you have to let go of that which no longer exists, whether it's a victory or a defeat, a pain or something good. You got to be able to let it go. Take hold of something new. But when he said, "I'm straining toward what is ahead," he didn't mean outside of himself, like toward the next city, toward his next meal, or I want that new car, whatever it is. He clarified. He said, "Toward that which I'm called heavenward." So in the I am, if the kingdom is in us, and within us as a soul, we have the infinite potential, the infinite significance, to produce something that's never been seen before, never been heard before. Something no mind has even conceived before, but we're called to it, to reach into ourselves and manifest it and give it to the world. To me, that's our calling. That's what we're in pursuit of. And we're fulfilling the purpose for which we were sent. We had to discover it.
Yeah.
And then in love and giving it, there's a cycle of fulfillment there. And we feel like it's finished over and over and over again until the time is up. but we're always full and we're always running over and we're always giving within. From within. So I just want to share that.
Yeah.
As I hear the echo. So I'm sharing it with myself too.
Sorry, Larry, repeat what you said.
It's much crisper though.
Good.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with what you said there, because if there's nothing for us to be aiming for, then we walk around aimlessly. The contributions that we make in the life of others, well, one, we're not sure ourselves, and two, they won't be sure either. And to me, there's nothing worse than getting in touch with people, connecting with people, and leaving no deposit. As you like to put it, Jason, not leaving a legacy.
Right.
To me, there's nothing worse. I would like to know that when I leave you, at least I've left you in a better place. Even if I said nothing and I was there for you, I want to leave you in a better place. I think that is the most important part of what we do when we want to contribute to the world. It's not just about what I could get. I am learning and I am growing out in every experience that I have, so that I'll be able to share with others what it is to walk on that particular path and to not just overcome, but to thrive in that through whatever, come what may. So the negative things, the positive things, just to keep sowing, just because you have something that you're pressing towards. You're always working towards a particular goal. Having said that, we still need to take the time out to appreciate where we're at, celebrate what we've done, the accomplishments that we have, because I am guilty sometimes of just all guns blazing, moving forward and forgetting to just stop, breathe, and enjoy some successes.
I'd like to add very, very powerful what you just said. Two things: achievement and fulfillment. Achievement, going from where you are, where you want to be.
Yeah,
that's achievement. Fulfillment, on the other hand, is the experience of tremendous joy.
Yes.
And I think that you have to have there's a happy medium where both of those come together. When they come together, happy, alive, excitement, passion, all those things are important. But again, achievement and fulfillment is happening.
Yes, yes, true. Vanessa, I could see Vanessa McLean was on her program recently. I would love it if you could jump in and just share a little bit about what you see as your key to happiness and fulfillment. So, no pressure, but I'm asking you to come in. If you could hear me clearly. Yeah. But do you want to just share a little bit about that diagram that you talk about, Jason?
Sure thing. I'd pull it over here, but it might get kind of awkward, so I'll just describe it. And I think I'm going to be doing this to Larry all night long and being like, I love what you said. I want to add to that. I love it. There was a quote I put out on Facebook, and I'm trying to remember my own quote, but it was like success and achievement. It's something you get, and if it feels good, and if you produced a result outside of yourself, you're like, where what was really created in the process was you generated your own value. So the value is something you became. But like you said, you need both. To pursue a successful outcome. and engage in the becoming, or the generating of the value to produce that outcome. So it's the giving and the getting. To have the fulfillment in the end of knowing that you became more to be a gift. Beyond which came back to you as well. Something like that. So very quickly, just to answer your thing. Three ideas are for fulfillment. Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Still hearing the echo.
Okay.
It's just starting simply. A good place to start is we might have things we like about our life, things we don't like about our life, and it can help to take stock of those things and make a decision to say, I'm going to do more of what I love. I had this date with my daughter. We did gymnastics. I still like to do gymnastics. I said, I love this. I need to do more of this. And a lot of us probably could say, I do need to do more of something I love in my life. And if possible, reduce those things. And maybe I'm not so crazy about or I waste my time on. So the first model is a little two-column chart. Energizers, drainers. List those things out. Be conscious of what drains me in my life. Who drains me? How do I drain myself? What thoughts are draining me? Yeah. What was that?
I said, ouch. Who drains me? Ouch.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
On the other side, what do I love? Really energizes me. What gets my juices flowing? When do I feel really in flow? Inspired. So we list these things out and begin to try to make decisions to say, okay, let me try to reduce some of these things that drain me in my life. Let me try to increase those things that energize me. And I try to encourage folks in the beginning. There may be a lot of things that drain that are obligations or requirements right now in our lives. And that's okay. But if you can add one more thing you love on a daily, weekly, or monthly, or even yearly basis, that in the now you can engage in, even mentally be looking forward to it, you have it in you first, it can make a difference in the quality of your life. The second stage, going from doing more of what you love, we all know there are things that feel good, but they're not always the best things for us. So we start thinking about, okay, well, I've got to discern, have a little wisdom, and choose to engage in things that are more loving. So do more of what you love. Love more in what you do. So the second model comes from something Paul said. I'm sorry. And he said, look, everything is permissible. He said it twice. Everything's permissible. It's up for grabs. Just in mind. Not everything is beneficial, and not everything is constructive. So I thought, hey, well, there's kind of a if you draw an X, if you draw
yeah,
the
cross,
one of these, cross on your sheet, four quadrants. You can look at the polarities. Which may also represent the dualities in you, sort of our light and our dark side. But you've got beneficial and detrimental. On the other side, you've got what's constructive and what's destructive.
Mm.
And you can look at any choice or activity or relationship and in a very simple way, not over analytical, but just where would I plot this situation? If it's beneficial and constructive, that's pretty good, right? If it's constructive but detrimental, it might be like, in my video I said, well, that could be like a weapon of mass destruction. It's constructive in the sense that we know more about technology and science, but then we leveraged it towards something that was detrimental. But there are ways to spin that. Some people might say, no, that's constructive. I don't know. Each their own right now. Detrimental and destructive. Addictions, risky behavior, unhealthy relationships, right? Abusive relationships. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Destructive, but beneficial. I said surgery. Sometimes something's got to get a little worse. You got to get a little damage and cut something out in order to actually make it better. So we kind of plot where we are. Interesting.
Pizza.
Probably someone, maybe it's early trick-or-treaters or something. I'm not expecting anyone. So I'll wrap this up.
Is it beneficial?
I don't know. Look, I don't know you. So,
Yeah.
do more of what you love, but love more
Love
in what
more.
you do.
Yeah.
So all of this is about sifting our preferences and digging deeper into power, like actual energy. Energy increasing, energy draining, and then how is energy being focused in ways that are loving, and then being expressed in our lives, toward ourselves, towards others, towards the earth, in ways in which we love our own life and love life itself in three areas. So you can imagine three, like a Venn diagram, three overlapping circles. In the middle, all the overlap is love. Depending on how the circles are moving, that love can get kind of choked or it can grow. And the three areas are loving life in lifestyle, livelihood, and legacy. And that they're all interdependent. That in our livelihood, we have the chance to leave a legacy and make a difference, but also support the lifestyle that we want. In our lifestyle, we have the chance to enjoy our life, but then also in the way we're living our life, make a difference and be leaving the lifelong legacy that we talked about. And then in our legacy, have that sense of fulfillment. That my life mattered, that I loved deeply, that I lived fully, that I left an impression that's lasting into eternity, even after I'm gone.
I mean, so true. Larry, I would ask you if you don't mind to comment on that. And then, because this is the start of Domestic Violence Month, we know that there are a lot of, not just women, well, mostly women, 85% women, but there are men as well, who are going through that sort of trauma now, and they may not know how to move forward. And just thinking about the stuff that Jason has spoken about your lifestyle. So what are you tolerating, and your livelihood, and leaving a legacy? What can people do really to move from the part of being stuck now in an unhealthy situation to moving towards happiness? Heavy stuff, Larry. No pressure.
Yeah. I think personal inventory is a good place to always a good place to start. Honesty. Um, it's not always easy to do either of those.
Yes.
The rewards are slow when you do that. I think that, Jason spoke about energy and the drainers and the energy, the things that energize us. It's interesting that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just is. It can't be created. It just exists.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I focus on with clients are their emotions. Emotion is energy in motion. So at the end of the day, if you got 51% for the good over 49%, so you were negative emotions all day, you get yourself to focus. The scale in your favor, you only need 51. And I always thought, I don't know how the people on this call feel, but I always thought that you had to have a whole lot, 90%. Get it as close to 100 as you possibly can. But you don't need that much to get it to the tip of the scale in your favor to get it easy in your way. With this being, domestic violence, it's not an area that I personally, professionally deal with, but just personally, you see all around. And it's manifest in a lot of different ways. Take, for instance, today. I don't know if you saw the news here in America. Once again, it's another person who took the gun to the street to a college and decided to put their lives and that's violence, and that could have stemmed from a domestic situation inside the person's household. It could have been his girlfriend. It could have been his job. He could have got fired. And how things manifest are really interesting. How they start or how they end is really interesting. If you don't follow the trail of how they began, then you won't really understand that. So domestic violence is it's ugly. A lot of folks don't like to deal with it, and it's a shameful kind of a thing. And I can relate because I dealt in what I had to overcome. When I was hit by the truck, I was given morphine, and morphine was given to me to numb it and take the pain away. So I learned at 15, at an early age, how not to deal with pressure, pain, or problems. So my out was medication. And I started with marijuana. And then I progressed to, stronger, more powerful things. But I never would have thought in a million years that I would have become a victim of some of the things that I allowed to have happen to me. I saw a lot of the situations that I allowed myself to be in, and I was able to see a lot of things firsthand that I just chose to look away. And domestic violence was one of those things. When you're focused on something that has nothing to do with what's actually happening, and again we go back to the staying in the present, staying in the now. I was focused on doing what I was doing and not focusing on solving the immediate problem that was right in my face, domestic violence. So I take my hat and that pat on the back that you're feeling right now is coming from me to you for having the courage to walk away or to become a mouthpiece for those that don't have the strength, don't have the drive inside of themselves to get out.
Yeah.
And then to get out and to bring back and put back into others, to reach back and grab other people and share through your knowledge and your expertise. What I'm slowly doing here is punching it back to you so that you can answer that question more effectively than I could ever try.
Yeah, yeah. It's, as you, hold on one sec. Say a little more. I just realized my battery is about to die on me.
Okay.
No pressure.
I think I just think that energy is very important.
Yes.
And protecting your ear gate, what you allow in, can affect your at any time. We can go positive, we can go negative based on what on our five senses. I can see something, I can hear something, I can taste something, I can feel something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can be totally sent off in a totally different direction that I never even intended to go in.
Yeah.
So what am I saying? Remember, our experience, things that are stored in the subconscious will always prevail. Because we can only stay focused consciously on a couple things at a time. I think maybe one. A lot of folks say they can do 2 or 3 things consciously at one time, but they can't do it effectively. They may be doing it, but it's not effective.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the focus has to be, if you want to change something permanently, it has to be at the subconscious level.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's so true, so true. And you said when you started to shift it back to me, I almost felt like Schindler in Schindler's List, like reaching back, trying to take as much people as I can along with me.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot more emotional now than I used to be. Like, I don't know if it happens to you. Like when I was growing up and people would say, oh, somebody fall, they hurt themselves. I feel that. How do you feel that? I can't feel that. But because of the experiences that I've had, because I've gone through domestic abuse and domestic violence myself, when I see anything about it on the television, I feel it. Equally, for those of you who know, I had ill health, and so when I see people who are sick and going through chemo and stuff, I feel it as well because I've been there. And that's why, as I said before, we walk through things so that we could experience it and then we could empathize with others. We could stop there, but then for some of us, we have a calling based on something that we've gone through. And the calling for me was really to be able to help empower other women that find themselves in domestic violence, and some men, because I've helped some to come out of abusive situations as well. But one of the important things is for society to realize that no matter how long you see somebody staying in an abusive relationship, they're not staying there because they want to take abuse. I hear a lot of people say, why is she staying there? It's because she like it. No, she doesn't like it. It's a lot of time because she doesn't have the foresight, or she doesn't, because of the situation you find yourself in, is almost like you stop dreaming. You're just surviving. So that even when you go to sleep, nothing good, nothing positive, a positive thought doesn't come to your head because you're just thinking, this could be my last. This could be my last night. And I remember how that was for me. And so for those of us who have the knowledge, those of us who have the experience, and we have chosen to learn more so that we could not just give based on our opinion, but we could give really based on sound knowledge. We have to be willing to love people through and to share with them that there is a brighter future waiting for you. And share it in such a way that they don't think you're saying it might happen, but you tell them with a certain authority that they understand that, listen, you know what, she knows what she's saying, and then you share your experience. And that's what I try to do. So from the time I see somebody in a frustrating situation, it doesn't even have to just be an abusive relationship. You could be frustrated with your boss at work. So first, I try to hear what they have to say because understanding is important. I could tell people anything that I feel like telling them and they get nothing from it. But when I understand what they are saying, then I could respond appropriately. So I give people a chance to say what they have to say, and then I stop and I listen, and with God-given wisdom, I try to share. Share with them, first of all, you don't settle for where you're at because this is not all. You don't have to take this as this is my fate. And then I start to encourage them to start believing in themselves again by putting aside time for personal growth. That's when things started to change for me. From the time I started looking at self development, at taking courses and increasing my knowledge. And it didn't have anything to do with increasing your knowledge in a particular field like relationship or something. I just started educating myself. Start with English, start with maths. You understand what I mean? Start with something that you're passionate about. Just anything. But once you start opening your eyes, you take your eyes off of the situation that you feel like you're stuck in, and your confidence begins to grow because you're doing something else out of that and starting to see that you could achieve things once you put your mind to it. Your confidence grows, as I say, your self-esteem begins to make you feel like you could fly, flutter a little bit more. And all of a sudden you start to realize I'm starting to grow wings here. You also have to be careful though, because not sometimes as we begin to grow wings, we want to tell our abuser now just what we think, and that could put you in more harm's way. What you need to do now is learn the power of using wisdom. So knowing when to speak. You don't say things to make people feel more, don't cause contention. You use wisdom to get yourself out of it, and start with education. Educate yourself and then get around people. So even if you have to spend your time at home with your spouse while you're trying to work out how to move forward, another thing that you could do is make sure that the network, the circle of influence that you spend time with when you're not with your spouse, are people that can help to take you higher. Because sometimes we don't realize that the people that we're around, they're not serving us. And because of where we're at, we're not serving them either. But as we begin to grow, hopefully we begin to understand that it's time for us to start climbing some stairs and hanging with a different crowd. It's always better to hang with people who are a little bit more advanced than you are, or much more advanced than you are, if they would allow you into their circle. Because then you have first you have an example, and then I could see somebody trying to dial in. If you want to share, Claude, you could try dialing in again, and I'll click you in. Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line from what I'm saying is growth doesn't have to take place after you leave. You start growing because you start from where you're at. And then as you begin to move forward, you begin to feel good about yourself and make more conscious decisions that could help you to move further, faster in your life.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of echo a little bit of that self-esteem. There's actually three S's. Your self-image. That's how you see yourself.
Mm.
Your self-esteem is how you feel about yourself, and your self-confidence is what you think you or feel that you're capable of achieving. And it's a combination of how it's. I think the reason that a lot of people get to the level that they get to has to do with the image that they have of themselves. And then you start feeling like, because once you're in victim mode, it's hard to get out of victim mode. And when I heard you talk about personal development, my ears always perked up because I just, I'm a student of personal development. That's what saved me and got me to where I am today. But unless you work on yourself, well, one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
Yes. Yeah.
He said, if you do that, you could have a job, but the job will only help you pay the wage. If you work on yourself, you can actually make a fortune. It's a big difference.
Yes.
That's right.
So true.
I can hear Jim. Yeah, just as you're saying that.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
It's powerful.
I can see Jim as well. That's not good.
And
Go ahead.
It's all we're digging in here. It's all coming full circle. And so there's a vehicle for me. There's a vehicle to fulfillment. I still have to give you my
clearly. I don't know if it's just me.
Can you hear me okay?
No, can you hear any echo? Is it just me hearing that? Are you hearing them clearly, Larry?
Yeah, it comes and goes.
Yeah, the echo with Larry as well.
Oh, the echo is bad now.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could hear it. Larry, Larry, try saying something. Let me hear if it's on your side as well.
Yeah, this is hello.
Yeah, I could hear it as well. Claude, can you tell me if you could hear it on my side as well? Jason, refresh yours. Claude, if you want to come in, just try coming in, and and I would be happy to, just let you in if you want to join it. Yep. Hello.
Hi. Yeah, there was a little echo there from Larry. Norva, you sounded good.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, that echo.
Yeah, I could hear you. I could hear a little echo from you as well. Thank you for joining us. And as you could tell, we're talking about the key to happiness and fulfillment. And if you want to just share your thoughts on it, we'll be grateful.
It's a very thank you for inviting me and asking me. Ooh, that echo is really bad. You know what? Maybe if the other speakers would mute themselves for a second, that might help.
Sorry, yeah, I did mute mine. Larry and Jason, do you know how to mute yours? Just X, yeah. If you could mute.
Okay, and the echo's gone. You can hear me, Norva? You can't hear me? Okay.
You're still echoing. It would be nice if somebody says.
Okay.
I did hear him, and it did seem like the echo was reduced.
Oh, Jason, your echo is gone. That's good. Can you hear me now? Are we?
Go ahead. I can't hear you properly, but if the others could.
Bottom line, happiness, success is very subjective. Everybody walks in their own moccasins. For me, a couple things. I wanted to do work from home, coaching, mentoring people in sales and business. I had financial goals. I'm not, going to be, I didn't need a Lamborghini in the garage, but I wanted to go to bed and not worry about money. That was, and take care of my family and responsibilities. I wanted to have a business, my own business, because it suits my personality. I'm a very bad employee. I'm a horrible employee. Nobody should hire me, but I love helping other people. That, I get a lot of joy out of that. I'm doing things that I'm passionate about. I think everybody has to be very honest with themselves. They have to find their passion, and it has to be practical. In meaning, they have to go to the bank. You want to. Life is short. I want to pay my bills, take care of my responsibilities. If I want to buy something within reason, I can buy it. I'm not materialistic, but I love getting money out of my life. I think the good day in my life is when I don't think about money, because it's there to pay the bills, take care of my retirement, my health care, my responsibilities. Those are the things that were important to me. Now, to someone else, that might be their happiness might be volunteering for an organization and not having financial goals and things like that. I think we all have our own focus. Can anyone hear me? Can you? Okay, I can't hear Larry. I'm sorry.
I had mine on mute because I heard absolutely nothing, but I could tell it was good because I'm looking at Jason and Larry nodding away, and I'm thinking this is good. I'm afraid to refresh. I don't know if you're more familiar than me with Blab. If I refresh, would it cut the recording off or what? I'm not sure.
Let's find out. Let's pretend we're 16 years old and press the button.
Okay, here I go.
Go for it. Okay, I'm here. Larry, can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Hello? No. I can hear you clearer now. Hello?
Can you? Yes, hi, I can hear you, Nora.
Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds better. Thank you for giving me the courage, you see?
What a shame.
No.
I don't hear Larry.
Take yourself off mute, Larry. Click the X. Did you click it? The bottom? You did. Hey, don't know why. I can't hear you.
Do you hear me?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I can hear you 100%. Okay.
I don't hear an echo.
No, there's no more echo.
That's nice.
Yeah. Happy
Let's
day.
do the whole thing over.
Not tonight. I like that. Can you see the button on the side, Larry, for you to click on your photo? Just to click at the bottom left of your image to get back in on the conversation. You did? I'm not sure what's up. You refresh then and let Jason and I continue. Jason, please, you'll have to kind of share with me what Claude said.
Sure. I like what Claude said. He kept it simple. He kept it real. That everyone walks in their own moccasins, and it's a little different for everyone. That which produces what we experience as that feeling of happiness, right? And then in experiencing that, having that sense of fulfillment that, hey, I'm complete. I have it all. I'm at peace. So he shared a little bit of his own story about wanting to be an entrepreneur because he's a terrible employee, and how he wanted to have a business, make sure that he didn't have to worry about money when he went to bed, and he could have his health care taken care of, various things like that. And I like that. Yeah. I like what Larry was saying earlier about Jim. And I say, okay, we want that prosperity, so we're not worried about money, or so we have the money to do the things we want.
Yes. Yeah.
Or to donate to the things we want to donate to, or just love ourselves and love others, and even love the world in ways we want to. So the prosperity, leave the legacy that we lived a life that was full, that mattered, and that lasts even beyond us.
Yeah.
And then we have the lifestyle that we want. But for me, the vehicle is kind of what Larry was saying, and that is mastery, personal development, personal mastery.
Yeah.
And that is not living a life that's passive and letting things happen to us, or in which we become a victim, where I've been there. That's part of my whole story of my life crashing, was I eventually just succumbed to becoming a victim.
Yeah.
Which at the root of it, as Larry was alluding to, my fundamental paradigm about how I was seeing life, how I thought life worked, my place in it was all messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the paradigm, the mental structures, the system, the way I was oriented around life, somewhere along the way, I got all messed up and I crashed.
Yeah.
The paradigm was no longer serving me. I needed to come up with a worldview that was better, healthier, more empowering.
Yeah.
So I got on this journey of personal mastery. And, you know, it's what Larry was saying, and it even plays toward what Claude was saying, and that is we could have all the vision in the world, set all the goals we want, have all the strategies, take all the action, believe all kinds of stuff. But if at the end of the day, we're not coming back to who we are, and as I teach, digging into being real, and for me, it's an acronym, and generating real mastery, which at the end of the day, we're always coming back to life realization. How am I coming to greater and greater realization at a fundamental, natural level of how life really operates? Not how the world operates and what people say and what people tell you and what you see around you. But let's go to, we're without excuse by what has been made. Yeah. It's already been done. Let's look at nature, let's learn from science. Let's look at spirituality. We can look at a number of things, but have greater realization about life and come into alignment with the natural flow of life. Some talk about the laws of the universe. So life realization, then self-realization. This who am I? And the I am that I'm continuously becoming and will become and always have become since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing so in my unique form.
Yeah.
So self-realization, which was a lifelong exploratory, exciting journey. So those are the two R's of the R in real. E is evolution. Like you said, we're not the same as we were when we were 14, right? I'm not. I might be the same consciousness observing myself.
Yeah.
But what I've come to realize and what I've come to express through the expansion in my experience has been through an evolutionary process. I've had to learn. I've had to grow. I've had to develop. So that's the E in real, self-evolution. And then continuously, we're actualizing. We're bringing to fruition that which we discovered first in our realizing or our potential. So self-actualization. I don't think it's something at the very end of your life. Oh, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us think, oh, that's somewhere toward the end of my life. I'll reach self-actualization. No, you're self-actualizing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's that. But then what's the standard by which we are self-actualizing? Or where is it coming from? And from the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Where our heart is, there our treasure will be also. From within us come all kinds of good and bad, however we might want to put it. So it's life realization, self-realization, and an evolutionary process of self-actualization in love. In the love of the life that we've been given. And for me, in lifestyle, livelihood, and legacy, so that I can enjoy the fulfillment, the prosperity, right? And the lasting difference that I have a chance to make.
Yes, true.
That's me.
Yeah. Claude asked a really good question, Larry. I could see that you were trying to start typing about it. Do you want to answer openly and then we could just share about it? I think we should try to bring things to a close by the latest 15 minutes time. So if anybody else wants to jump on, let us know. Or if Claude, you want to come back in as well, let us know. But Larry, if you want to.
Sure.
Before I do.
The question that Claude posed to us is, can you control your destiny? Can we control our destiny? And I'm from the school of thought that you cannot help but to. The real question is, what type of destiny will you create? Because we're creators.
Yes.
So we can't help but without a true north, if you will, or a destination, or you talked about traveling earlier. You wouldn't get in the car and go and start driving if you wanted to go to, let's say Los Angeles. You've never been to Los Angeles before.
Yeah.
You don't have a map.
Sounds like.
But you get in the car and you're just gonna figure it out. Okay. If you'll get there, possibly, eventually. The question is the mode of, and I heard Jason say this earlier, the vehicle. There's lots of vehicles, not just cars, but ways in which you could get to California.
Yeah.
But if you don't know where you're going or the direction in which to go, your destiny you may not end up in California.
You will end
and
up
if you know where you, but if you do, I'm sorry.
No, I just said you will end up somewhere. Carry on.
You will, and that's I think the question I wanted to say to Claude. Your destiny is somewhere, and you determine what that somewhere is.
It's true.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Claude's comment. Carry on.
I love what Larry's saying here.
Yeah.
It's recently something that's been working for me with modern technology. Is you can get anywhere from here.
Yes.
So you plot the GPS.
Yeah.
By the way, the sound is so much better now.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks, Claude. Yeah.
Thank you, Claude.
Yay.
So in the GPS, you have to know where you are first.
Yes, exactly.
For it to give you a direction to anywhere. Now, fortunately, we have the system that can actually tell you where you are, but as creators, we're in the responsibility of needing to know where we are. So, yeah, if we can adequately say, well, here's where I am right now, then we can plot in a destination, and the road might not be easy, and sometimes we want to compare.
Yeah.
And say, oh, well, somebody else from where they are, they're so much closer to that destination. They have a better vehicle. And we want to make excuses then or get discouraged for why we can't get there, even though we've been given what's a route.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
You know? And but the truth is whether our route is harder or easier than we expect or than someone else's, there is a route. And you can get anywhere you want to be from wherever you are. And there are certain ideas and thoughts and beliefs like that, paradigms that can really serve us. And so I know I'm always looking for them, whether it's in an analogy or a metaphor or a story or some other teaching. You look for these things that really empower you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking as well, based on what you all are saying, that even with modern technology, it's almost like imitating the dreams that we had from years ago, because in essence, you all are here in the UK with me. And in essence, I am in your house with you.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So now we don't even need to get into a vehicle. It's almost like deciding where I want to go and arriving there.
I love it. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That you're there already.
Yes.
Vibrationally, as some may say, or spiritually.
Exactly.
Or in your imagination.
Exactly.
That in your true power, you're there already.
Yeah. And let me give you an example of that. I think it was last year. Two people, they were speaking to each other. One from Australia. One was in Australia, and the other one was in the UK. And when Skype had just come out, a lot of times you're supposed to be that's Trinity Talk Lyman, speaking, conversing with your family. And then you would just leave the Skype on, go and do what you have to do and come back. And the person in the UK left their Skype running, went out to the grocery, and somebody came in their house to rob them.
Whoa.
And the person in Australia was on the computer and saw them.
Wow.
I said, what are you doing? Stop it. Get out of there. Yes. It was on the news last year. So
technically they were in the house and protected them while they were gone.
Thank you. Forget
Wow.
doggy. Forget doggy. This time,
Right.
yeah. This time you're there and you have a chance to create value where you're at in
Wow.
another place, even in another time. You know, it's like 9 hours difference or 12 hours difference. So in another place and in another time, and yet you're here.
It's magical.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, through technology, we're manifesting what we all know, and that is that we're one.
exactly,
We're all
exactly.
connected,
Yes,
and it's amazing to experience it now
yes, yeah.
in greater measure.
Yeah, and it's just amazing to think if our forefathers could come back and see this. I think they might be shooting up computers. Evil, evil, you locked us in a box. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, because they haven't been there to experience the evolution. So it would take them by surprise until we explain it to them. No, this is
Yeah.
actually normal and this is fun. Yeah, but I really enjoyed the conversation, and I think for me, if I had to sum up what we spoke about, it would be if you have to or you want to, I should say, experience happiness and fulfillment, the first thing you need to do is to understand that it is within you. The power is within you. The energy is within you to create the destiny that you want. And so you need to start with knowing who you are, start loving who you are, be willing to look around and see the situation that you find yourself in, and then choose to change, make a positive change in your life, whether it be in the relationship with your spouse, the relationship with your children, at work, it doesn't matter what. You have the power to create the life and the future that you not just want, but you deserve, because you deserve happiness.
Right.
And if you are the one that's perpetrating evil, wrong, abuse, you too have the power to change. You too have the power to create a destiny, not just for you, but for other people that right now you're inflicting harm upon. You could change the situation for them by just choosing to look at yourself and see where you could grow, where you could develop, and be open to listening to what others have to share, even if it's via YouTube, free information. There's so much information there. Or learning from mentors is so important. I mean, we haven't really spoken about that, but having good coaches and mentors in your life, and this is not just for business, even students. I mean, in essence, your teacher should be a mentor to you. Not all of them are, but you need to have people there that you're willing to sit and listen to their wisdom and understand that they know a few things, and that's why they ended up in the position that they're in. And just be willing to listen and not just meet people with your answer waiting. As I said, always listen for understanding and then speak. So, guys, it's time for you to just share from your heart as we kind of come to a close. We have 6 more minutes. And please, as I said, if anybody wants to come in for a minute or two before we wrap up, just, yeah.
Yeah, I think echoing what you stated, we're not animals. Animals are driven by instinct in the genetic code. They cannot not do what they do, even if they didn't want to do it. They couldn't
Yeah.
stop doing it.
Yeah.
We're unlike them. We have the ability to uproot ourselves at any point, and we can go to Claude. We can go to San Diego instead of Los Angeles. We can go to New York. We can go to. Uh, we can have we can have anything that we desire that we can even imagine, um, if we stay focused on it long enough. Because I believe what we focus on expands,
Mm-hmm.
and whether you like it or not, most folks are in default mode.
Mm.
So they think that they can't get out of what they're in because they don't understand the power, their own true power.
Yeah.
And when you don't understand your own true power and what you're capable of doing,
Mm.
you may stay in that victim mode and say, woe is me, and this is the best that it's going to get, and it probably doesn't get any better than this, and we settle.
Mm. Mm.
We settled in our relationships. We settled in our jobs. We settled in our income. We even settled with our clients, the
Yeah.
people that we work for. We say these are this is what keeps showing up. It must not get any better than this,
Yeah.
or that kind of thing. So at any point when you make the decision, you can improve you can improve every facet
Mm.
of your life.
Yes. Yes.
This journey that we're on.
Yes. So true. So true. Yeah. And Mr. Fulfillment, let's, yeah.
This has been amazing, really amazing. I appreciate being here, and it's great to meet you, Larry, and Norva. You're a fantastic host and facilitator. This just reminded me of so much. I definitely hope that I've delivered some value, but it's really reminded me of what I'm working every day. Like, I work my own program, and everything I've created for me because I needed it. Now I'm trying to gift it to other people, but I need the reminder. And Larry, everything you've said, Norva, everything you've shared, it's really been nourishing, really been helpful, beneficial, and constructive to me tonight. And I'm reminded of just how powerful we are.
Yeah.
And we can benefit our own lives, or we can destroy them. And that at the core of that is the realization of the reality that we're creators. Yeah. Very simply. Yeah. We have the ability to think it and do it and be it, right?
Yes.
That as creators, we speak words that have the power to fulfill the purposes for which they were sent.
Yes, exactly.
And we have the choice to determine what that destination is going to be, and it can be by default.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a subconscious process that we're not aware of, and then be subject to the consequences or results of that later, and then wonder why, and then be a victim. And I've been there, or we can say, no, I am doing this.
Yeah.
At some level, I am creating my life and my life experience, even if it's in choosing how to respond to something that's happened in my life. And I can choose a new destination.
Yeah.
That I'm here for an experience of this, to expand in this and to generate new expression and to be the fulfillment of who I am. But I've got to figure that out. And it's all in the now. It's right here.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be dictated by the past, and it doesn't have to be dictated by what we see ahead in that which already exists. That as creators, we do have an opportunity to reach down within ourselves and take hold of something that no one has seen, no one has heard, no mind has conceived in the way we can conceive of it.
Sure.
In our unique way, with our fingerprint, and bring it to the world. And so I just want to encourage us.
Yeah.
You are significant.
Yeah.
You matter. And do what you came here to do.
Yeah.
We need you.
Yeah.
And I am thankful for this. I want to throw in one last little idea. And people can comment and tell me about it later or something. We say we're mind, body, and spirit, right? And we've got to master all of it, And I think there are 3 levels. In the body, we have like cravings or needs, right? And we satiate those things. In the mind, we have ideas and things that need resolving, right? Or questions that need answering. And when we get that, we feel there's a sense of satisfaction. We're satisfying the mind. So I think you sort of satiate the body, you satisfy the mind, but the spirit, which is infinite and eternal, and it's infinite in its depth and eternal in its expression, is constantly seeking fulfillment.
Yes.
Fulfillment of all its potential. And so I just want to throw that out there, that sometimes we can get that out of balance. We live our lives satiating the cravings of the body as opposed to letting the body serve us. We're serving it.
Yeah.
we are satisfying all the thoughts of the mind, positive and negative, and being subject to it instead of, again, harnessing the power of the mind to serve us.
Yeah.
And sometimes having glimpses of inspiration
Mm.
as the Spirit flows through us and produces new, amazing expression that serves us and others, as opposed to learning how can we really step into our power in a way in which we get to experience continuously the revelation, the inspiration, and the encouragement that comes from connection to Spirit, properly using the mind, and maintaining our vehicle, which is our body, in a way that allows us to live this life in balance and with joy and happiness and fulfillment.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Larry. Share what you were going to say, and then I would wrap up. I'll turn the recording off, and we'll just continue a brief conversation after. So go ahead.
Yeah, Nora, thanks again for inviting me on here. Very rich content.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. I
And,
think
and
it is divine connection, to be honest. Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to earn my keep.
You have. You have.
You're awesome,
You
Larry.
started with the gap. You started with the gap. You're in.
I got to work on pulling it up.
No. I should do
I'm
like
working on mine.
no. I feel like Mother.
Jason says he's in training. We are. But I just wanted to echo what Jason said. We're actually, and for a long time I thought this to be true, that I had a physical body having a spiritual experience, but it's actually we're spiritual beings having a physical experience.
Yes.
And if you're not careful, you'll get that twisted.
Yeah.
And we will. Your spirit is infinite, like Jason said, and it will live on.
Yeah.
Through eternity.
True. This was fascinating, eye-opening, exciting. It's really good to just be with like-minded entrepreneurs, different time zones. For me, it's time to sleep, and for you all, it might be time for supper. But yet we could connect and really share something that could touch the lives of other people. It's not just coming on and doing a blab, talking about nothing. It's sharing good content, and I really appreciate that. And so, what I would really want to make sure that we leave with people is that, as we all said, no matter where you are, you deserve happiness. You deserve happiness. And you could start to work on it where you're at from now. And if you don't understand what you need to do next, we're here. I put at the beginning of the chat all of our websites and stuff. Go there. There's free content on each one of them that could help you. I know on mine, if you're looking to enhance your marriage, there's the Wiser Me Blueprint. The Wise Wife, the Wise Wife Manifesto. The Wiser Me Blueprint is the course. The Wise Wife Manifesto, just telling you about the areas of your relationship that you need to work on. And if you're in an abusive relationship and you want to come out, there's the book Time to Go. You can find it on Amazon. If you go through my website, you'll see it. You click on the link. But just where you're at, make a conscious effort to start doing something that would change your life for the better. You deserve it. And with that, we're signing off. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll speak to you all again next time.